Welcome to a reassuring word from Coach Jace. I'm your host, Jason Ray France, and this week's episode is Life, Fragile and Great. How do you make sense out of death, especially when it comes suddenly and unexpectedly? What about when it takes those in their youth? They had their whole lives ahead of them, we often say in stunned disbelief. We talk about the last time we saw or spoke with them, as if to prove it can't possibly be so. Acceptance only comes after a whirlwind of shock and emotion, if it ever comes at all. I remember people in my own life who were taken before anyone would have expected. There was the South African boy that served by my side on our mission that was killed in a car accident. I remember planning our futures together, not knowing that his would never come. I fondly remember a dear friend from my high school days. She was also killed in an automobile accident, along with her husband and daughter, on a dangerous, windy highway just outside of town. There were so many times that we laughed for the pure sake of laughing, and she also helped me sort through difficult legal documents concerning my divorce, still able to cause me to laugh through it all. How lovely was the 11-year-old girl that collapsed on her school playground due to an unknown case of diabetes. I remember her sitting shyly on my couch, and the incredible strength shown by her parents at her funeral, one day before Mother's Day. Of course, the list goes on and on, along with the memories. How often in my life have I wished my life away, feeling homesick for what waits on the other side, and tired of the trials that beset us all? I ought to be cherishing every moment, regardless of how difficult it might appear to be at the time. Every opportunity to learn and grow is a gift. Don't underestimate the difference you may be making in someone's life without even realizing it. I'm reminded of a strong-willed lady that I grew to love while working as an activity director at a healthcare center. She raised funds for the activity department by selling candy. And while she was on her deathbed, it was discovered that someone had stolen the profits. They're lucky I don't know who they are. I kicked their butt, she said. Only she didn't say but. I don't doubt that you would, I responded. Suddenly her mood changed, and she took my hand in hers. With tears in her eyes, she expressed her love for me and her gratitude for the time we had spent together. A description of how we often attempt to bargain with death is found at grief.com and reads, quote, "Before a loss, it seems like you will do anything if only your loved one would be spared. Please, God, you bargain. I will never be angry at my wife again if you'll just let her live. After a loss, bargaining may take the form of a temporary truce. What if I devote the rest of my life to helping others? Then can I wake up and realize this has all been a bad dream?" We become lost in a maze of if only or what if statements. We want life returned to what it was. We want our loved one restored. We want to go back in time, find the tumor sooner, recognize the illness more quickly, stop the accident from happening. If only, if only, if only. Guilt is often bargaining's companion. The if-onlys cause us to find fault in ourselves and what we think we could have done differently. We may even bargain with the pain. We will do anything not to feel the pain of this loss. We remain in the past, trying to negotiate our way out of the hurt. End quote. Losing a loved one hurts, and there will always be a void. Peace and healing will come in time. It's a process. Allow yourself to experience whatever emotions that you feel. It's not healthy to hold it in. If not expressed, it tends to come out in unexpected and sometimes inappropriate ways. Let it flow, and let it flow as often as necessary. I once heard someone refer to the passing of their wife as a transition. "She just transitioned before me," he said simply. He spoke of it as if it were a school graduation, and the joy that he had for her showed on his face. I liked the way that he regarded death. He saw it as a common and practical thing. He fully realized how necessary it was for our progression. I still sometimes describe death as someone passing on, so as to be easily understood. But that sounds so final and doesn't do the event justice. Transitioning is so much more descriptive of what it really means. There is purpose in it. I'm Coach Jace. Thanks for joining me for your reassuring word for the week. Now go take on your life.